the thing about him is, obviously no one is perfect, like I get that. He just strikes me as someone who is just really like emotionally tired. Like he fights a lot. He gets a lot of fucking like to his shit. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but I am saying that I think that we can have a little bit of leeway for that. At least on my end, I can't tell anybody else how to feel. But somehow it got linked to an old accusation of him being an anti-Semite. And now there's people coming after him for that. I haven't gotten the full context of that. I just know that I don't want what we're trying to do to be detracted from by people who maybe don't support us in the way that we would like. And I'm not.
Kings have honor, soldiers have bravery, and poets have heart. But all I have is...
Ugh. God, this person is gross. So gross. Disgusting. If you go to this person is always going back and forth with Eric about stuff, right? And it's fine, you're both grown. You can talk to each other any kind of way you want. You know, that's not anybody else's problem. But the way that you guys treat Cassie, is abhorrent. It's disgusting. So this comment, you know, this is how you guys usually talk, right? But this right here, this is revenge porn. I hope you know what you have made. And I don't care how progressive you think you are in your little, your Black Rose Club, your silly little club that you do. Guess what, little mama? You're not progressive. This is you oppressing a woman, another woman, for a man. You realize that's what you're doing, right? That's pathetic. I don't know. Something is wrong with these Gen X women, I swear. Ugh. Right now, I bet some things aren't making sense to you. I bet you're having this discussion in good faith, and you're wondering why it seems like the person that you're speaking to has almost internally opposing viewpoints, and that's because they do. And they only truly intrinsically believe whatever is convenient for them at the time. Here is proof of that.
The funny thing is, I know if the vast majority of you had the same amount of heart that you display on the internet behind private profiles and no content accounts as you do in the real world, well, you might see a different America.
He doesn't actually care about disabled people. That's why he came after Amani, Crutches and Spice, and also somebody's father for being disabled.
Your life has to be garbage. And I'm sorry that your life is shit in Texas taking care of your poor disabled father. But none of this is going to make that.
He's never apologized for that. And now all of a sudden he's saying this to own.
A little bit of pushback on this one. And I'm going to be gentle because I understand my positionality, you know, given who I am and the fact that you're speaking from the white man's lens of privilege, right? To make the claim that digital activism is not real is to shut out the millions of disabled people who engage in it every single day.
I'll tell you what he's doing. He is trying to coerce you into making you feel guilty so that way he can leverage your platform because he has so little in his life. Hope this helps. You know, I don't believe you because you got robbed at a Sudoku last week. Yeah, you got robbed at a Sudoku last week and then immediately came on the internet to cry about it. And then you said it was Moon's fault. And you essentially made Moon take ownership of that in that moment by saying, oh, it's their story as hell. You were there. You were in the car seat right next to them. You could have said something and you didn't. You know why? Because you got robbed as well. So I don't believe this. The same way I didn't believe this when I first saw it. You said, I lost 12 people the last 2 years. I don't come crying on TikTok about it. Well, you come crying on TikTok about everything, okay? And you're such a drama queen about it. Like you were writing so hard for Jen. Well, you turn around and start making those threats to other people.
When every star fall brought to the tears again, we are holding so.
So we got robbed by some local grifter. Like, I guess it's Moon's story to tell. But basically, we're on the way back to.
Guys scanned me at the pump.
So we got.
So, if you're in view-only mode, how are you able to post the story? Because the story is usually the first thing to go whenever you get a community guideline violation. Don't you, Eric, usually post a picture of the community guideline that you got? So, if you're in view-only mode, how are you able to post the story? Because the story is usually the first thing to go whenever you get a community guideline. Let me clear a couple things up. The harem of over 70 white women? That's number Tiffany Chow made up, right? Tiffany Chow, who is now on paper by the court system as like being defiantly a liar. So nobody believes that you have a harem. Do you have a coercive control over a lot of women who simultaneously pity you and pedestalize you? They fetishize you. You have a bunch of women who fetishize you, and they don't see you for the whole entire person that you are. Because if they did, this entire facade would be gone. It's literally because of their fetishization that they're able to excuse a lot of your behavior. Now, abuses them and touches children, Eric, nobody said that about you. You're the first person to say that about you, you know that? People say that your age gap is problematic, and by people I mean me. Your age gap relationship is problematic, and how you went out of your way to bully a 14-year-old, wrote to the librarian's daughter. That was really weird and creepy and gross. And it's weird how, like, you guys were so upset when Vera left the pickle club, but nobody thinks you're elusive or intelligent. Like, Charles Manson, for example, wasn't very smart at all, was he? Like, Charles Manson did not have a high IQ, because you don't have to have a high IQ to be coercive and manipulative and also predatory. You don't have to be intelligent. And that's probably one of the reasons why you do it. You know, you feel so impotent and disenfranchised by life that you just go around torturing people on the internet and making your personal problems everybody else's. Oops, but that's why nobody's scared of you. You always think, I'm gonna ramp up to something huge and big, and then they're really gonna be sorry. Okay, you can't ramp up to anything, Eric, because once again, when you live on the edge, you have nowhere to go from the edge. See what I mean? And you're always like, I've got a job, but you never do. You never do. Because you've been free-falling the whole time. Yeah. The Joker? No. A joke? Yes. You are not the Joker. You are a joke. Like, your behavior is kind of scary. It's concerning on the internet, but it's on the internet, so no one's scared. This is a member of Black Bloc. This is their... This is one of the women from Black Bloc, okay? She's... She says that, somebody saw her struggling with her curl pattern. And so she had to get a protective style. I don't know if you know this, but if curls don't start right out of your skull, you don't have a curl pattern. You have maybe a beach wave pattern, honey. And I'm pretty sure when somebody poured paint thinner on your head, it's because you were the one doing the microaggression with your white skin and your protective hairstyle. Because once again, you can be ethnically indigenous, but still racially white. This is a member of...
Hey! Raindrop, drop top, smoking on cooking the hot pot, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot.
Are you sure you want...
So the MC here stands for Marxist Cretin, who is a non-binary spicy site owner who relies on their platform to be able to monetize. So when somebody is trans, it is absolutely a part of the alt-right pipeline to label a trans person as a creep. And so this isn't even the first time that we've seen revolutionaries do this today, because she did it to Jonah earlier today. This is also a reference to Marxist Cretin, who is a non-binary person. They are once again being misgendered and death threatened along with their child, their daughter, their little baby. Rabian official was actually telling a child to quote-unquote face the wall. And while neither of these people are revolutionaries, you are the company you keep. This comment is on a post by Allie Priestley. Allie Priestley deplatformed herself, had a kind of a psychological emergency, but didn't really get better, and this is just the timeline of events, and is now continuing to harass and stalk people to a point where this person that they're talking about, their name is not Emily. Emily is their dead name. They do not use this name anymore, and they are a non-binary person. The person that they were talking about, quote-unquote Emily, had their picture taken of them while they were at jury duty. And there she is. There's revolutionaries, Sayana Due. She has to intimidate one victim a day. You know, she's got to get her numbers in, just like a cop would. But yeah, harassing yet another trans person, non-binary person. You have a pattern, revolutionaries. And now with what you're doing to Jonah, do you think it's not really obvious to everybody else? Because it's really obvious to everybody else. Anyways, good luck with who you are as a person. It's clearly not working out for you. But, I mean, it just makes sense that she found Eric. It makes so much sense. Two peas in a little pod.
Are you sure you...
Peter, you suck. Peter, you suck. Peter, you don't do anything of value. Peter, you suck. Write some music, but instead you sit and write these bullshit songs. It's so self-loathing. Go see a psychiatrist. I hate the psychiatrist. Well, go see one anyway. I don't like the psychiatrist. You need to go see one. See a psychiatrist. I'm not going. Peter, you suck.
They're looking at me. Tell me, what do you see? Yes, I lost my mind. They're looking at me. Will I ever be free? Have I lost my mind? Running through my head, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head.
I really like how every single person who gets warned about you, Eric, ends up falling prey to your weird predatory tactics. You know, to your weird rage farming content. How many times have you said that leaking DMs is the same as SA? That leaking DMs makes somebody a predator? Don't you even have a whole audio about it? I think you do. You said leaking somebody's private DMs is the mindset of a rapist. That's a direct quote from you, Eric. So what does this make you? I love being right, and I hate you. I really like how every single person who gets warned about you, Eric, ends up falling prey to your weird predatory tactics. You know, to your weird rage farming content. How many times have you said that leaking DMs is the same as SA? Mutual is trying to bait me into an emotional response so that I will validate the unhinged screaming that they did at me yesterday. That's okay, because we already have enough emotional responses from you for a lifetime. Hey, were you crying about a conservative activist passing away in this? You were crying about a Nazi dying in this video. Mutual is trying